Hello my friends, welcome to my new video. As you know, now I live in Georgia. I left Russia about 6 months ago, but I still have some footage from there and I really wanted to share this one with you, a restaurant of a North Korean cuisine. So in July of the last year, I made a video about Vladivostok and I was specifically interested in one place because a year and a half before that, I already went to that restaurant with Drew Binsky, a YouTuber who went to Vladivostok, and I also have a video about that. So Drew and I went to that place and we were not allowed to film. And we said, okay, we will not film. But then they asked us for our QR code. It was still that Corona times. And the administrator of the restaurant scanned our code. But for some reason, their program didn't work. I think it was made up. I don't know. They probably didn't want to let us in. And we went away. And that's why when I went to Vladivostok with Alina, I wanted to go there again. So now let's go to the summer Vladivostok. So we are going to the North Korean restaurant. It's called in Russian Pjöngjang, which is Pyongyang in English, the capital of North Korea. My friend Alina is with me. We are in Vladivostok, and why we are filming it just in the backyard of some house is because that place is quite scary. What do you think?
I hope we wouldn't get killed there.
So I think many people know about the South Korea cuisine, but North Korea, like what is this? I never actually interacted with the North Korean culture.
I mean, we are turning into North Korea, so
Yeah,
you will have
yeah.
this experience.
Yeah, because we live in Russia. What are your expectations from the North Korean cuisine?
Well, 5 minutes ago we googled
Yeah.
what are typical meals, and as I understand we wouldn't really like them, but I hope that we will still find something to eat.
Yeah, mostly there were rice and soy products.
Yeah, soy is my thing, but
Yeah, you like, so it should be
yeah,
nice.
like
It should be okay.
vegan-ish meals is my
Yeah.
favorite.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
We will not film the restaurant before entering it, only after that. I'm so worried. What do you think?
I hope I'm not gonna go to jail in a few minutes.
So nobody met us. I thought that
Only prison sentence.
yeah, I thought here will be a woman like the staff. Is she looking at us?
No, she doesn't go.
Here the names are only in Russian, Korean and Chinese and Japanese. No, there's no Korean actually. Why there's no Korean in the North Korean restaurant? We are leaving.
And we're not in jail.
We are leaving, that's why we can't film the exterior of this place. So here there are like some warriors, samurai. No.
The experience was good. We are fine, we're not in jail, we're not in Gulag, not in North Korea. They had those green LED lights. It was kinda not the vibe.
It looks like an average restaurant. The design of the menu was so old-fashioned, like Russia 2000 something. So what we ordered?
So I got like a seafood salad. Also, all the food was a bit spicy, like white people spicy. The food was kinda good, even though noodles were impossible to eat with chopsticks. It was like one of the first times when I tried to eat with chopsticks. Thankfully, I had a great teacher.
So we are trying something like ramen. It is cold noodles. It's hard to take. And also
Brains.
grains.
Brain.
Yes. And also we have mustard and vinegar for this, although I don't know how we should eat it.
Oh my god, so exciting.
We found a solution how to take these noodles.
Alina actually liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't because
I guess they're made out of soy.
yeah,
That's what I think.
that's why you liked it.
Yeah. They also like were topped with some spicy things, some kimchi.
And there
stuff
was
like that.
meat, I think pork.
Flatbreads made out of soy beans were also fine.
There was a hair in my flatbread.
That's the service there.
Yeah.
They also had multiple options for them. Like they had those out of kimchi, out of potatoes, but which was soy.
And as for drinks, we got kvass, which is like a fermented drink. And in Russia, kvass is usually made with bread, but here it was made with rice. Makoli, kvass made with rice. And another interesting thing is that it's owned by Korean people, like the owner names is Korean and the waitresses were Korean. And also they were wearing these traditional Korean dresses.
Yeah, but the service was low.
Yeah, I mean, the waitress, she was like nice with us, but you could tell that it's fake.
She paid no attention to us. Like in regular Russian places, they would always be like, "Oh, do you need anything else?" They would like check in on you. And she's like was watching fucking Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, so the waitress was standing like for 30 minutes and she was watching Kung Fu Panda in Korean and we were surprised like why is she standing?
Maybe in North Korea you'll be excited to watch Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it's interesting that these waitresses, are they born in Russia or are they from North Korea? Then how
They have like a strong accent, so I think
yeah, but how they managed to come to Russia? Maybe these people who are owning this restaurant, they're kind of bougie for North Korea, but I don't know.
there was also radio playing with, I guess, North Korean music, but the other waiters were singing Russian songs.
Yeah, I just forgot about it. It was so weird because woman in the kitchen, probably the cook or one of the waitresses, started singing songs in Russian, like the traditional patriotic song, and it was like, "We love Russia."
Something really typical that usual
Yeah.
people in Russia don't listen to. But
like usual propaganda
if you
song.
escaped out of North Korea, you would love those songs.
You would appreciate what
yeah,
you
you
have
would
in Russia.
appreciate.
Yeah, and it was so surreal. Like we are eating there, and she's singing, and another waitress is watching Kung Fu Panda cartoon on the TV, standing for 30 minutes straight. But in the end, it was fine. We even took pictures because I was expecting that they would not allow us to do this. So today we probably prepared ourselves for the possible outcome for the regime in Russia.
So it was my video about North Korean cuisine. North Korea is a very closed country, obviously. And if in South Korea there are many different flavors, influences from other cuisines, North Korean one stays unique. From media, we see how poorly people live there. People, I think, barely eat meat. So I really doubt that an average citizen of that country can afford the meal that we just had. And it is so terrible what is happening in that country. And I'm so sorry because I lived in Primorsky Krai, really close to North Korea. But that country is so close, so I didn't even feel any influence. Well, in that video about my trip with Drubinsky, I filmed the boats of North Korean fishermen. So there was a storm and they all were deported back to North Korea. And I'm so sorry that people cannot escape that country. And if you learn the stories of people who managed to escape, you learn so many terrible things. And when I went to the restaurant, I was wondering about the origins of the waitresses there. I assumed maybe they are rich, that's why they were privileged to go to Russia. I don't know, but I know that there are North Koreans who go to Russia to work for some low-paid jobs, and they have their families back in North Korea. So if these men try to stay in Russia, claim a political asylum somehow, or to escape to some other countries, their families back in North Korea will be under risk. So maybe this is the fate of that waitresses as well. I don't know. But anyway, I am glad that I had this very unusual experience of immersing into the culture of the country that is so separated from the world, and what is more insane, separated from another country that is really close, I would say identical, by culture, by language, by even genetics, and that these countries are so closed and artificially were separated. They thrive in democracy and probably the worst totalitarian regime. And it was saying that Russia today is kind of moving in that direction too. And I hope that one day North Korean people will be free and Russian people will be free, and many other regimes on this planet will also stop terrorizing people. So that's my video. I just could not miss the opportunity to share this unique footage. I hope that you like this video. Write in the comments what you like among these dishes the most. Do you have something like a North Korean cuisine restaurant in your country? Have a great day, week. Goodbye. Пока-пока.